Hi everyone, welcome to Professor Garrity Benjamin's environmental conservation or geography courses, depending upon which one you're taking with me and of course in which semester. This video is going to actually talk to you about the grades tab, and I use the grades tab in both my in-class courses as well as my online courses. So this video pertains to all of the students in which I teach every semester. If you look over here on the left-hand side of the Canvas homepage of your course, you will actually see the home, the modules, the syllabus, the grades, and of course there are other videos that tell you how to succeed using these three tabs over here, and this specific video will teach you about this grades tab. So if you click on this grades tab over here to the left, you will actually see these are the grades for a test student. So I'm in here as a pretend student just to kind of show you this tool. But the grades tab is wonderful. If you look over here, it'll say everything that is due for the semester, and if you click on each thing, it will actually tell you exactly the assignment and the request for the assignment that was due. Now you'll see over here the scores, and the slash marks means that right now there's no grade in there for that. Also, I just want you to be aware that on both the midterm and the final, when you submit both of those to me, they will actually show up as a 0 in the score. Please do not panic. They're both essay exams, and so the system actually pretends that they're zeros because I haven't graded them yet. So you'll actually see a 0, and a lot of people email me and panic. My average dropped from this to this because because I submitted the midterm and it came up as a 0. Just relax until I grade those and go in there and read every single answer to every question and put a grade in. It will stay as a 0. So that is one issue. Other than that, usually you'll see this. That's the only time I ever see it was with the midterm and the final, and that's because they're all essay and I have to manually go in and grade them. Until everything else is graded, you'll actually see these slash marks. So usually for your quizzes, they automatically come in graded, but for your other assignments like your forum posts, I manually grade those as well as your assignments. So until they're graded, you'll usually see a slash mark, except for that midterm and final where for some reason you'll see a 0, and please do not panic until I have those graded. So as soon as you start doing these and I grade each one of these submittals here, grades will pop in on these scores. So you'll actually see what you got out of the total amount that was required for it. And if you scroll down a little further, you'll actually see, what your percentage for each group is, and then what your total final average is. And this is what makes this really wonderful, is you can track your grades as you go along. When I was in college, we actually had to manually we had to keep all of our assignments, keep our own little kind of tabulation going to figure out how we were doing, and then on top of that we would have to calculate through math what percentage each item was worth. So this is done for you. Use this tool, it's worth it. Over here is how each kind of section of the course is grouped and graded. So your gradable discussions, just for sake of this conversation, is worth 40%, quizzes 20, midterm 20, final 20. Now, believe me, I teach a bunch of different courses here, and everything's weighted differently depending upon the course I teach and the semester I teach it. So this is just for showing you what it looks like. And so here you'll see this. Now, the one part of this that I really, really like is I get a lot of emails from students that says, Professor Benjamin, what happens if I get 19 out of 20 on my final? Will it bring my average to blank? And I always email back, well, you have the grades tab available and you can figure that out. And so I'm going to show you right now how to actually do what if scenarios. So let's say I get towards the end of the semester and I want to say, oh, Professor Benjamin, I need a B. I have to have a B because I'm transferring out and I need a certain GPA. Well, I'll tell you, go to the grades tab, click on this, and actually put in fake grades, and you can actually pretend what you're going to get in the course. And I think that's what makes this really, really an advanced system here, is that it actually will tell you what your score will be if you potentially get these grades. So please use it. Do not email me or I'll email you back. Please watch the video and on the grades tab and use the what if scenario, and you can figure out what your grade's going to be. And you can revert back to your actual scores You can show your saved what if scores. So there's a lot of options here. The other thing I get a lot of emails about from students is, Professor Benjamin, 2 of my quizzes are grayed out, and why are they grayed out? Well, they're grayed out because if you read your syllabus in detail, you'll actually see that in some of the groups, some of the things are dropped. So for example, in some semesters, I may be dropping a forum post, or maybe I drop 2 quizzes, your 2 lowest quizzes, or maybe I drop your 1 lowest assignment grade. If that is the case, you will actually see those items will be grayed out. And now remember, this grades tab is an active system. So let's say, the week before one of your quizzes is grayed out, but then you kind of do a little worse on the quiz in, let's say, week 3. Then that quiz will become grayed out, and the other quiz will then be averaged in. So your average is always being calculated up to date as soon as things are graded. So if you see something grayed out, please do not panic. Read the syllabus, realize why it's being grayed out. It's being grayed out because at that moment, that is what your lowest score is in terms of that group that's being graded. So I want to make sure that you're aware of that and you understand why it's being grayed out. Okay, so please use the grades tab. Always click on it. You can, remember, do the what if scenarios, and please remember that if the midterm and final come in as zeros and you see your average drop, please do not panic. Of course, if you didn't do it, then you got a 0. But if you did submit the midterm or the final and you did submit some work, please give me some time to grade them, and then that 0 will change. So I always tell students, don't panic about the midterm and final. I am not sure why they come in as a 0 grade until I manually go in and grade those. So make sure you use this tab. I will pinpoint you back to this. If you email me a question, do not be surprised if I push you back to this grades tab here. But make sure you use it. It's a wonderful tool.